there's a special place in my heart for those who serve the poor through legal services programs. I developed this appreciation while serving as a board member, officer, and finally president of the board of the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles. I was mentored by Barbara Johnson, who preceded me as president. Her husband, Justice Earl Johnson, who is a thought leader on issues of access to justice for the poor. Valerie Vanneman and Aviva Bob, former leaders of legal services organizations, and Toby Rothschild and Richard Rothschild, no relation, who led their own organizations. But I was closest to Kathy Krause, who served as LAFLA's executive director when I joined the board and who died tragically at a very young age, just as I became president of the LAFLA board. My education in the ways of legal services was led by Kathy, who worked most of her career in legal services and at LAFLA, and who connected me with other legal services leaders both locally and nationally. This was a fraught period in the 1980s and early 1990s for the funding of legal services programs. The Legal Services Corporation, a federally funded agency that directed the majority of funding for most legal services programs, was led by some who were openly hostile to the goals of legal services for the poor. Litigation was common and guerrilla warfare was the order of the day. Kathy led these skirmishes with skill and endless energy. She also managed the largest legal services program in the Western United States with grace and purpose. Everyone who knew Kathy admired her dedication, her achievement, and her leadership. That's why I am so proud today to be the recipient of this award from the Inner City Law Center and from Adam Murray. I see the same purpose in Adam and in the Inner City Law Center in the selflessness that Kathy dedicated to legal services for the poor. My philanthropy and JAM's philanthropy supporting legal services programs is our way of honoring these heroes who seek justice for less fortunate individuals and families. I know Kathy would applaud the work of Inner City Law Center as we do. Thank you also to JAMS and Chris Poole, our CEO, and the JAMS Foundation, which regularly support programs like these in many ways, and to my friend and colleague Elliot Gordon, who's been equally generous with his time and money. Thank you.